In this video, I will be explaining how you can create a second sprite that will allow you to enhance the gameplay of your target practice game and increase the overall responsiveness of your game. As stated in the Google Slides presentation, you can simply use say blocks to provide the player with instructions, and that can be seen here. After that, however, you must allow for user input so that the user can determine if they want to play the easy game mode or the hard game mode. The differences between these two modes will be demonstrated later, but for now, we will simply determine if the user's response matches either the word easy or hard using an operator block with sensing. To be sure that the user has entered an acceptable choice, we must compare their choice to either the word easy or hard and then proceed accordingly. You will see here how we are switching the backdrop after the user has entered their answer choice, and this is so that the game or program knows that it can proceed to the actual gameplay and that the targets can begin appearing. Backdrop 2 and Backdrop 1 are in reference to the stage, which we've already coded in the previous lessons. One more thing to note is that here I have included a switch costume block, but this isn't necessary if you are using one costume, as I am assuming you are, since this second sprite will only be appearing for a short period of time. But in this case I had multiple costumes, so I'm just settling on one of those costumes. Also, you'll see here how I have used say blocks with the time condition so that each instructional phrase will appear for a set period of time. I have selected either 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds. You may choose to make this longer or keep it as is. You can obviously play around with that, and now I will show what this looks like by starting the program. If I enter an unacceptable answer choice, such as medium, for the game difficulty, I will be prompted to enter another game difficulty selection because I have coded it here that under this repeat until block, the question will continuously be asked until an appropriate game difficulty level has been entered by the user. Now I will enter easy to show how the program can continue on to the actual gameplay if an acceptable game difficulty has been entered. And now you'll see how the game has begun. Finally, it's important to note that you must have some way to remove the instructional sprite before the actual gameplay begins. For this reason, you are encouraged to use a when backdrop switches to a separate backdrop, in this case named backdrop 2 block, to differentiate between the instructional phase of the game and the actual gameplay. And underneath that I've included a hide block so that the sprite that includes the instructions will hide and not be superimposed on the actual targets that are appearing during the gameplay. One final suggestion is for you to include a reappearance of this second sprite at regular score intervals or perhaps at the end of the game, and this can be done simply by including a conditional block under the when green flag is clicked block, and I'll just show that now. So you can see how by using an operator block with the score variable, the second sprite can be prompted to reappear should the user's score reach a certain number. In the next video, we will be discussing the actual coding behind the easy and hard difficulty levels.